What's up, social media world? It's me, BP Ben Peters, coming at you with another video. I've done videos in the past of real estate versus the stock market, and those are more traditional ways of investing. One of the requests that I've gotten on videos is, hey, can you do crypto versus real estate? Where should you be investing your money? Should we be investing in crypto? Should we be investing in real estate? I want to take time to talk about the pros and cons of each one. I've invested a lot in real estate. I talk about it on this channel all the time, but I've also invested a lot in crypto, and I've learned a ton through investing in both of them. Before I get too far, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Trying to continue to grow this channel and give you valuable information. So let's jump into it. I want to talk about the pros and cons of real estate versus crypto. I'm going to start with real estate because I know that one best. I'm going to talk about 3 pros and 3 cons of each individual one. Pro number 1 of real estate: reliability. We have tons of data on real estate, and it has proven, I've talked about it in previous videos, 4% per year. You can plan on real estate going up no matter what. Now, there might be some years, like last year in Minnesota, we went up by 12%. There will probably be a year where a little bit more stagnant. Over the course of the past, I believe, century of data, you can plan on real estate going up by 4% per year. Number 2 pro of real estate is tax liability. Real estate brings down your tax liability. The government wants to say, hey, thank you for being a real estate investor. Thank you for providing housing to people. So therefore, we're going to give you a price break on our taxes. I go way more in depth on the tax benefits of real estate in a video. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it for you right here. But it's amazing the tax savings that you can get in real estate. Pro number 3 of real estate is cash flow. When you're renting out your property, your mortgage is right here. Now, if you do real estate right, your mortgage is here, you're renting it out for up here. And those rental rates stay fairly consistent, and they do increase almost every year. This is according to Property Management. Look at these rental rates. So in 1940, the average rent was $27. Wouldn't that be nice? Look at this line. This is where you get more reliable data. Once computers come into play, everything like that. Look at since 2015. Increase. Now, it's not huge increases, but it is increases. So I love rental real estate because I have reliable data that shows, hey, over the past century, rents are going to increase every single year, no matter what. And even if they do go down, they go down by a negligible amount that it really doesn't amount to a whole lot. Now let's go on to the cons of real estate. As I've always said, I'm going to be truthful with you. I'm going to share my wins. I'm going to share my losses. Con number 1, big unexpected expenses can happen. I did a video recently. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it right here. How much money I lost in 2022. Newsflash, it was more than I made. So there is risk in real estate. If you're buying old buildings, my niche has always been old buildings. With old house, there's old house problems. You need to know your risk going into real estate. Con number 2 of real estate: people. I'm going to be honest. People can be great, but people can be terrible. And I personally have evicted a tenant. Only evicted one so far. Hopefully I never have to evict ever again. But sometimes people give you their word, they break their word. People can be difficult to deal with, and that's definitely a con of real estate. You are putting your faith in people, and sometimes people suck. If you want to know about my eviction process, I also did a video on my eviction process, how long it took, and all the things I learned from it. I'll link it right here. Number 3 con of real estate is the barrier to entry. Now, this is one you can get around, but traditionally, if you came to me and said, Ben, I want to buy an investment property, minimum you have to put down is 20%. Sometimes banks will make you do 25, sometimes even 30%. So that is definitely a con of real estate. Now, there's tons of ways around it. I talked in many videos about how you can get an FHA loan for 3.5% down. There's even conventional 3% down programs. There's a lot of ways to get around it. It can be a con of real estate, is that barrier to entry. Now let's jump into crypto. I started investing in crypto in 2018. I have learned so much from investing in crypto, the pros, the cons. So let's go through what I believe the pros and cons of crypto to be. Pro number 1, The upside of crypto is absolutely incredible. This is from a website called Smart Valor, Bitcoin versus traditional assets. In the last 10 years, now this is as of 2021, Bitcoin has fallen since 2021. 2021, over the last 10 years, you have a 230% return on investment. Holy crap. Look at the NASDAQ 100. You have a 20% return on investment over the last 10 years. Look at large cap stocks, 14%, small cap, 12%. REITs, you're looking at 9%. So when it comes to cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin, and there's a lot of other coins inside of this, I'm specifically going to be referencing Bitcoin because I believe that's probably one of the better cryptocurrencies that you can invest in, but you have incredible upside. So that's pro number one. Pro number two of cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin, is the barrier to entry. If you want to buy $1 of Bitcoin, you can buy $1 of Bitcoin. Coinbase is a great reputable exchange. There's been a lot of exchanges that have went under, the FTX. We're not going to go into that. Go to a reputable exchange, and if you want to buy $1 of Bitcoin, you can buy $1 of Bitcoin. That's a very low barrier to entry. And for $1, you can buy the best performing asset class of the last decade. That's pretty cool. And pro number three of cryptocurrency, guys, there's nobody to deal with. There's nothing to deal with. You buy Bitcoin, you buy Ethereum, you buy these cryptocurrencies, and they sit in your account, and you don't have to do anything to manage it. There's come some risk with letting it sit in your account, and I'm about to get into that, but you don't have to deal with people, you don't have to deal with evictions, you don't have to deal with any of that. And so it is really nice to buy, set it, and forget it. Now let's talk about the cons of cryptocurrency. The number one con of cryptocurrency is risk. There's a ton of bad actors in the space. Because it's not regulated by the federal government, anybody can come out and say anything they want, and you have to do your own due diligence. So to share a little bit of my story, I got into cryptocurrency in 2018. I was buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, some Cardano, just a few coins here and there. Nothing big, but just a little bit here and there. There was a company that came out. It was run by a guy named Alex Machinsky, and it was called Celsius. And their whole goal is unbank yourself. Banks are not your friends. And I loved this idea. What Celsius basically would do is say, hey, you give us your Bitcoin and we will give you 5% interest on your Bitcoin because we are going to lend that out to somebody else. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm buying Bitcoin, I'm buying Ethereum. Not only is it the best performing asset of the last decade, but now I'm going to get interest on top of that? Come on, this is too good to be true. Well, it was too good to be true because Celsius declared bankruptcy in July of this year. I'm going to show you my Celsius account here. My holdings are $47,000. At the absolute height, I had $132,000 in this account. Now it is down to $47,000 because of the cost of Bitcoin and how there's so much fluctuation. But here's the downside. I gave my Bitcoin, my Ethereum, to Celsius, and because they declared bankruptcy, we don't know if we're ever going to get that Bitcoin back. We don't know if we're ever going to get that Ethereum back. And because Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, there is no regulation, anybody can come out and say anything they want, and you have to do your own due diligence. I did my own due diligence on Celsius. I thought it was a great company, but it was not a great company. He was a scam artist. He took a bunch of his money out of Celsius right as they declared bankruptcy, so it's a whole thing. Now I'm hoping that the court system, the lawyers, will come out of bankruptcy court and we'll get some of this back, but my guess is I'm probably gonna get about 50% of my money out of it, which does kind of suck. You live and you learn, and I look at it this way. It was worth $120,000 at the peak. If I get 50% of that value back, I might get 60 grand back. It's cheaper than 2 years at a college, and I learned a lot in this lesson. So that's number one, the risk. Number two, this goes along the risk, but there's a lot of upside in cryptocurrency. There's also a lot of downside. I'm looking at CoinMarketCap at Bitcoin's height, okay? It's just above 64,000. Let's see, there we go. Just above $64,000. That was the absolute height of Bitcoin. Bitcoin went to $64,000, and look, over the past year, almost 2 years, it has dropped like a rock to just over $16,000. So let's just round for easy math. $64,000, it dropped to $16,000. You lost 75% of value in the matter of about 12 to 18 months. That is a risky asset. Let's compare that riskiness of Bitcoin to the housing market. This is according to the St. Louis Fed. This is one of the best data points that you can find. Average sales price of home in America in 2007, this was at the height of the bubble, $322,000. It went down to $322,000 to $257,000. So going from $322,000 to $257,000, that's about a 20% decrease in home price. Compare 20% to 75%. That's the risk of cryptocurrency. You need to have what they call diamond hands, because a lot of times it's a psychological thing. You see, oh man, my account's up to $100,000. This is amazing. Well, if it goes down 75% to $25,000, you think emotionally it's going to zero. I should sell right now. And so that's another risk of cryptocurrency is, hey, you have these ups, you have these downs. You have to stay level-headed even when you have the ups and when you have the downs. The third and final con of cryptocurrency is that governments don't like it. Let's take a look at Investopedia, why governments are wary of Bitcoin. Among other things, Bitcoin enables the citizens of a country to undermine government authority by circumventing capital controls imposed by it. That is just legal jargon for basically saying the government loses control. What do we know about the government? The government always wants more control. And so if you invest in cryptocurrency, you run the risk of the government saying, hey, you know what? We don't like this. Look back to the 1970s. If you look back to the 1970s, the government actually outlawed gold for a little while. So if you believed and thought gold is the future, I have a bunch of gold, and then all of a sudden the government says, nope, it is illegal for you to have gold. Okay, you have a bunch of illegal contraband. How are you going to get rid of it? Now you can sell it on the black market, but you might have to sell it at a loss, all that kind of stuff. So it's the same with cryptocurrency. The government doesn't like cryptocurrency and they haven't regulated it. I do believe that government regulation is coming, and I do believe that cryptocurrency is the future. The government just doesn't know how to deal with it yet. And so there is a big risk with that regulation. If they outlaw a certain cryptocurrency that you have bought a ton of, well, then you're out of luck. So you might be telling yourself, Ben, okay, obviously I have the pros of real estate, I have the pros of cryptocurrency, I have the cons of both. What should I do? This is what I'll tell you. This is my suggestion. This is what I have learned in cryptocurrency investing, in real estate investing. My dad taught me this very early. Until I lost all my money in Celsius, I didn't get it. Number one, my suggestion, invest in something you can control. When you invest in a cryptocurrency, you invest something that you might not have control over. Now, there are ways that you can have control over it by buying cold storage, making sure that your coins are not on an exchange in case one declares bankruptcy. Real estate, I can always control it. And so that's why I love investing in real estate. I can control real estate. I can control what I do with the property. I can control how I rent it out, who I rent it out to. There's a lot more control than there is in cryptocurrency. As they say, not your keys, not your crypto. Never lend your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, anything like that out to somebody else. If you don't control it, it's not yours. The second suggestion that I have, I'm a big believer of real estate, and I made a ton of money in real estate. But as you get to a certain point in your investing journey, you really should diversify. That's why I started diversifying into real estate. I never bought any type of cryptocurrency until I had 3 properties under my belt. At that point, I thought, you know what? I have a couple properties. Let me start diversifying some of my money, a little bit into stocks, maybe a little bit into cryptocurrency. But I am of the belief, I've said this in other videos, I think you should diversify your portfolio, but you should get so good at something that you get paid really well in something, then you can start diversifying. I don't think you should be investing in these types of things if you're barely getting by. You need to find a job where you can go above and beyond, make that money for you, your family, build that legacy so that you can start diversifying into other things that make you even more money. And that brings me to my third point. Go all in on something so that you can become the best of the best at that one thing. For me, that was a real estate agent. For you, it might be filmmaker. For you, it might be electrician, might be a plumber, anything like that. anything that can help you create that legacy, build wealth for you and your families for generation to come. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, but more importantly, shoot me a comment down below. What do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of cryptocurrency? What do you think of real estate? I'd love to know your thoughts, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Stay vertical.